Okay. Did you want to do some introductions?
Yeah, no worries. All right. Hello, everybody. My name is Noops. I will be hosting this run and another one this morning. Um, yeah, far out.
Yeah. Hello, I am Arahpthos. I'm going to be running this. This is Super Smash Brothers Ultimate. We can start the timer just after I mash through all of this stuff. This is Super Smash Brothers Ultimate. All challenges classic mode. Uh, what this is we've got to fill up just like a challenge board. It's just full of a bunch of like different challenges. Timer can go in 3, 2, 1. We have to fill up a bunch of challenges for the challenge board. It creates a little collage at the end of it, and it's like subdivided into different categories. And this one is just like all classic mode based ones, so we get to do all these little classic mode runs. Like every character has their own little classic mode run. For example, Link here, he's got the theme of fighting characters that are just like darkness and things to that effect. Anyway, we start off with Link, just mainly because of character unlock trees, because a bunch of characters that you unlock. Okay, so when you complete a classic mode run, you get the opportunity to fight a character to unlock them, and it's dependent on which character that you start with, which is the next character that you unlock. So if we start with Link, the next character that we unlock is King K. Rool, who we need. Character after that is Ice Climbers, who we don't need, and the character after that is Simon, who we need. So we start with Link, just mainly so that we can get that unlock tree going. And yeah, Link also has a bunch of useful things going on. For example, we fight Ganon as a boss at the end of this classic mode. And that's a challenge that we need to beat. We need to beat Ganon at some point. And yeah, Link is the man for the job. There we go. Gandalf was a bit of a challenge there. But yeah, the general route here is we run Link twice, we run King K. Rool, we then do Simon, we then do a bunch of like housekeeping ones, so ones that we don't run all the way to the end, but you know, they've got some good stuff in their runs. Yeah. So for most of these characters, we do run like at the easiest difficulty. We do at some point have to reach the maximum difficulty for a run. There's no way that we can really get around that. But thankfully, with the characters that we unlock, that isn't too much of a challenge. Granted, I do have a save file in place in case I fail it too many times in a row. We need to keep this show running, but hopefully it doesn't come to that. Ganon's pretty simple. It's just the same patterns. Nothing too much to write home about. Another challenge that we have to beat is, like after every single classic mode, you get a little round of credits. You get to go around and shoot everyone's names who worked so tirelessly on this game. And one of the challenges that we have to beat, we have to get a score of 1,400,000 at least. So I usually get this done over and done with at the beginning of the run, so that way I don't forget it at the end. You can really do it whenever, it's just a matter of preference. If you press the start button, it just like cycles through the credits really quickly, and I just like double tap it between areas where there's no names popping up. And that's just kind of, it's kind of a little optimization. There's not really a lot to optimize with this, but I try where I can. Yeah, there's just a lot of just like mashing A. Because like if you mash A, it does this constant stream of bullets. If you hold A, it charges up for a big super shot. And there's our 1,400,000. So that's the only time that we really need to see the credits through that far. And now we get to unlock King K. Rool. This is a pretty easy fight. Depending on what he does, it can be really quick or it can be, yeah, moderately quick. Yeah, okay. And so this is a challenge board that we're wanting to fill up. By the end of it, that will all be complete. What am I doing? So yeah, we run Link twice in a row. The reason why we pick Link is because he has a team fight throughout his thing. He teams up with Zelda for one of them, and we need to reach a certain threshold of team fights that we have. And he also has a giant fight, because we need to fight and beat like 5 giant characters, and Link fights Giant Ridley in round 2. So... Alright, and he's gonna do that, that's cool. I see someone in chat asking, do DLC fighters change its run? Yes, I actually do use 2 DLC fighters. I use Banjo and I use Byleth. So, that's coming up later. That's not until, like, towards the very end of the run. But, like in the later 15 minutes, but yeah. So the bonus game there, we don't have to run through to the end until we get to King K. Rool. So we just take some intentional deaths there, just much quicker. Yeah, I got good gown patterns twice in a row. That's nice. And now for the rest of the credits that we come across. Just press the start button and just have them cycle through. So here, the next character that we unlock is Ice timers, we don't really need them. They offer nothing to the run, so we can just quit out here. And the next character that we get to do is King K. Rool. And since we need to get a character with 9.9, I do it with King K. Rool. Fun fact, you don't need to start at like the highest intensity that you can in order to get a 9.9. You can just start at something like 3.8. It just makes these earlier fights here just go quicker, as well as the boss fight ends up having less health, so it's just quicker. For King K. Rool, it doesn't really matter all too much. The starting at 5.0 and starting lower, it's around about the same time. Yeah. But anyway, the reason why I choose King K. Rool to do 9.9 is because King K. Rool has the fastest 9.9 time, by like a sizable chunk. I think the record for him right now is like 2 minutes 40. It's something in that ballpark. I honestly can't remember off the top of my head. It's been a while since I've checked it. Yeah, like all his fives are pretty basic. Alright, here's Donkey Kong. He either goes really cool or he goes really bad. And we got the cool. Alright, so now we get to run through the bonus game. The challenge here is we got to do it in under 45 seconds as King K. Rool. Now, King K. Rool isn't the fastest of characters in this game, but yeah, it's not a very tall order. I also botched that jump there, but that's okay. We have directional air dodges that can get me to the end. Yeah, that'll be 31 seconds. It takes about 5 seconds from getting into the cannon to getting to the end of it. And now we get to fight against Gallium. Probably my favorite boss in this game. Just simply because of how big of a pushover he is. Here I'm just like abusing K. Rool's down B, which is a counter. And yeah, so that's K. Rool 9.9. That was the part that I was worried about. Any other death throughout this run, it doesn't really matter. If I, at any point, died in that run, I'd have to start it from scratch, but thankfully that didn't end up happening, so the rest of this run is just smooth sailing. So now we get to unlock Simon. Interesting, he's thrown out the holy water. Doesn't normally do that. I meant to be forward tilt, but you know, we botched our inputs. Thankfully, Belmonts have terrible recovery, so So now, like, the main goal that we need to accomplish with Simon is to defeat Dracula. Dracula is the boss fight at the end of this classic mode, so... yeah. It's pretty much just flick the C stick towards the front and hope for the best. That's pretty much the strategy with this entire one. Missed that. Yes, the C-stick is the biggest casualty of all Smash speed runs, especially when I just, like, tap on it in idle animations. Oh. So, a well-loved aspect about this game is its buffer mechanic. If you press a button while you're already going through an interaction, it will queue it up for, like, when that button is available. So, I nearly died there because I went for a grab on Ganondorf as I got hit. And that means that when I could act again, I was already in the air, so that counted as an air dodge. And there's a lot of lag at the end of an air dodge, so... so this is Dracula. First stage of Dracula, you can only hit on the head. But thankfully, you've got a great projectile in the axe that just gets him right up there. And now for the Cookie Monster stage, kind of just like queue up projectiles there, and then we just spam axe for the rest of it. Riveting gameplay, I know, but it is our best option against him. Alright, now we get to Meta Knight unlock, but thankfully we don't need to unlock any other characters, so for the last of these that we encounter, we can just exit out of and not have to worry about them. So now we've got the housekeeping ones. Pikachu here, we only need to complete up to stage 3. And then we'll start him again and we'll just complete through stage 2 and then we'll get moving. The reason why we pick Pikachu is because Pikachu fights exclusively Pokemon. And we need to get, I think, 20 Pokemon KOs? We've gotten a few so far, but Pikachu just has like a massive amount, especially with this Jigglypuff Horde fight. Fights 6 in just one stage. They also die really easily. And we don't need to fight Lucario here, so we can just exit out of there, and we can start again. So a fun aspect about Pokemon Trainer is when they switch Pokemon, they have a few invulnerability frames, and since the AI has a frame 1 reaction time, it will always dodge your attacks. It's very annoying. You know, we manage. And we don't need to beat up the Peaches again, so we can just skedaddle. So now we get to use Banjo, and we will use a second controller here. And the reason for that is, for some reason with Banjo, when you're in co-op mode, all the fights count as team battles. I don't know why it's not a thing in solo, but that's okay. So I'm just going to have the other controller stick weight down, and just have my other character just constantly run off the level, just because I don't need them. I don't want them attracting the aggro of the AI, and also if they die, then the intensity doesn't go up as high, so things die just a little bit earlier. And yes, it is a Banjo only thing. Acoustic with the team battles for co-op. That is why we pick Banjo for doing this instead of just any other character. I don't think it's a dev oversight, because, like, this is, like, the theme of this... Wow, that was... big brain up B there. Like, the theme of this is Perfect Partners, so... I don't think it's a dev oversight. It's just a weird quirk of development, I guess. So there is a reason why we picked Donkey Kong as our partner, and that's for this next one. We're going to use Byleth now, and Byleth's fights are all in stamina mode. But Donkey Kong, for some reason, not for some reason, like, a classic feature of Donkey Kong in Smash is his cargo carry throw. So you can just, like, pick up people and just, like, take them into the blast zone. So we don't have to waste our time with slowly beating everyone down. We can just pick them up and just ferry them right to their destination. So that's it. For example, that Roy took 5 seconds. It normally takes around about 10 to 12 seconds to beat him. Yeah, the reason why we're doing Byleth is because Byleth fights exclusively Fire Emblem characters, and there's a challenge for KOing 20 of them, like in classic modes. This is going poorly. It's okay. Okay. So that's the only fight that we really need to use Byleth for. The rest, Donkey Kong's just better. Oh, did not mean to die there. That is okay. We can work with this. I haven't walked off with Byleth here. That's just mainly just like I don't need the benefits that having Byleth off screen. That having Byleth KO'd. I don't have any need for the benefits of having Byleth KO'd. So instead I just have him sitting just off screen. So that way when the round is over, the camera doesn't zoom in on anything. So that saves, like, I think it's something like 0.7 of a second. Actually, I don't even think that's that much. I think it's like 0.2 of a second, but you know, little optimizations. So that's how that one goes when it goes right. Now we only need to KO one more Corrin, and we can just SD here. And I realize now that I could have done that last round, but hey. So now what we need to do is finish the run as Kirby. Yeah, I've used plenty of tickets, but there is a challenge that you need to beat to use 3 of those tickets. I think I've used 4 or 5 at this point, but, you know, better safe than sorry. Main challenge that you need to beat as Kirby is you need to eat 5 pieces of food. Well, 5 pieces of food that restore HP. And then you need to finish the run after doing that. So, that's what we're gonna do. That was a weird angle that Donkey Kong went at, but that's okay. And last time we need to run that bonus stage. Yep, and we got the slowest marks pattern. So you'll fly off and like drop these seeds. This takes forever and we can't hit them at all during this, so... now he goes into this, he does this black hole thing every single time they reaches around half health. Just don't get sucked into it and just wait. Other than that, just wail on him. Marx is one of the easiest bosses in the game, but he's also one of the slowest. Just because he spends a lot of his time just where you can't hit him, but he also does a lot of nothing, so... Yeah, that's about it for gameplay. The last is just a little bit of cleanup. I'm just hoping that I haven't forgotten anything. I think I've got enough time to work with if I have, but... Nope. And so the last thing that we do is just use hammers. The hammers that we use, they all require us to unlock characters that would take absolutely forever to unlock, just because it's the different unlock trees and all that. So we get 4 hammers, and time is coming up now. And yep, so that's all Challenges Classic mode. Yeah, everything is... I'll speak to spam on here. And yeah, so that's all I really had planned to talk about.
Mate, that was excellent. That was fantastic. I was in awe of just how quick everything was moving. That's one of those runs where all the time just disappears at you.
Yeah.
Genuinely, this is one of my favorite marathon runs I've been born witness to in a while. So that is excellent. Now I have a donation to clear up, and then I'll read a script, and then we'll be out of here.
Yep.
I reckon. So we had a dono come in towards the end of that run by Anonymous. Gave $5. Says, "Whoa! I went to sleep and we're up to 2K already. Let's keep the donations coming in for this great cause and start it up now this morning. This goes to the Hearthstone incentive." And the incentive they are mentioning is, if I can go to my document, we have a list of incentives going on throughout this marathon that you can donate towards. The next one coming up will be Resident Evil 3 Nemesis, and that is a bid war for the costume select. Currently, Classic is leading all other options by $32.69 because it is the only one with any donos towards it. So if you want to see Officer or Biker or Regina, I can't pretend I know what that actually means, then chuck your donos in for that. Just to reiterate what we're doing here, we are Oz Speedrunners, a group doing speedrun events to raise money for charity. For this event, we're raising money for Beyond Blue, a charity working to raise awareness of mental health issues and reduce the stigma around these issues to help people achieve their best possible mental health. If you'd like to donate, you can go to donate.ozspeedruns.com, or you can chuck in !donate into chat, and that will give you the link as well. That's us today. I will see people in a run's time for RE3. Otherwise, you'll have Mango Punch and who is running the actual game, wherever it is. I've lost it in the spreadsheet. Here it is. Rad Chaz, who will be running Resident Evil, the 1996. Excellent. So, yeah, that's us.